Hi guys, in this video we're going to continue our journey of seeing if I can persuade you that right now you do not exist. The evidence that I'm going to suggest to you is pretty compelling. Sit back, relax, you're watching Icing. On Christmas Day, mankind truly received a gift because this guy was born. Now I know some of you are probably thinking that I was going to say it was this guy that was born, but ignoring the debate if he was real or not, was he actually born on Christmas Day? Is this a chicken and egg scenario? What came first, the Messiah or the Mass? He couldn't have been born on Christmas Day. I mean literally, I guarantee you this scenario never happened. Look donkey, not much further now, there's Bethlehem.
Oh, it's all right for you, and it said not much further now. You're not the one pregnant in this heat. And I've hoped you've booked ahead. You know it's going to be busy this time of year, with it being Christmas. Oh, it's my own fault, really. Getting knocked up at Easter, what was I thinking? And I hope you've thought of the baby's name. You've had enough time. Look out, goat shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's quite a pretty name.
Between my toes and everything.
Oh.
So, Christmas must be the celebration of his birth, so the first Christmas must have taken place after his birth. Whereas this guy, definitely born 25th of December 1642. What do you mean it was the 4th of January 1643? He's got two birthdays. Who does he think he is? The fucking Queen? At the age of 47, Newton dropped this absolute banger into the scientific community. It included his laws of motion, and the scientific community went,
wow.
It also included a derivation of Kepler's laws of planetary motion, and again the science community went,
wow.
And most importantly, it laid down Newton's law of gravitation, and the science community went, because there wasn't really much of a science community at the time really. Newton himself was very much an alchemist. Some people have said that he's the last of the great alchemists and one of the first of the great scientists. Whereas when you know that this is his coat of arms, I like to view him as being half alchemist, half scientist, and half pirate. The Principia is rightly viewed as one of the greatest scientific books ever produced. So much so that a first edition recently sold at auction for £24,000. A book sold at that auction for £60,000. What was it? First book of the Bible? You're kidding me. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Seriously, what is wrong with you people? In Newton's world, there was the three dimensions of space, and time was just something that occurred universally. A second passes here, it's the same second that passes on Mars, it's the same second that's passing throughout the entire universe. There was universal time, and it stayed this way until 1905 when this guy turned up on the scene. I still think the greatest thing that Einstein ever achieved was to answer the question that has been plaguing parents from time immemorial when their children turn round to them and say, "Why is the sky blue?" Rayleigh scattering? Never heard of it. I mean, if we look back through time, this question's been asked a lot.
One time she told me the sky is blue because we live inside the eye of a blue-eyed giant named Macumba.
Yeah, shut up, Nana.
Some believe the sky is blue because we live inside the eye of a blue-eyed giant.
Probably wouldn't be talking about eyes if I was you, mate.
You raped her! You murdered her! Who gave the order? Huh? Asking to leave them out? Yeah, I did all that, and then I crushed their heads like this. But you got a ache.
What? Yeah. Bit of fun now. Einstein took Newton's work of gravitation, where he famously was going, I don't know what this is, mate, and started to bring time into the mix of our dimensions. Space and time are not separated, they're merged into one thing which he called space-time. because if you're going to follow the KISS strategy, keep it simple, stupid. So if it's space and time being one thing, let's just call it space-time. Einstein's way of viewing space-time, very simply, view it as a fabric. Now, when we get mass, let's just use the sun as an example. That when you get a heavy object, don't know what that was going off there, I almost shit myself. So it's a bit of card falling off a light, but boom! So in Einstein's world, where we get a heavy object, let's say the sun, sitting on top of space-time like a fabric, it pushes down. So gravity is the warping of space. In Einstein's way of thinking, if space and time are unified, then if space is being warped, then maybe time is being warped. Now, Einstein took this conceptual idea and laid it out across the entire universe of what we think now actually happens to be and how everybody else is observing what they think now happens to be. Now, follow me through on a very basic diagram. Let's say we think this is happening now. I'm making this video out on Mars, a bit of dust has blown around. On the farthest side of the universe, a star has just exploded. Time's moved on a segment, time's moved on a segment, and these are all what I'm going to call now segments of what I think is happening right now. Now, on Einstein's viewpoint, if an observer is far enough away from us and they're moving away from us, where we've got our now slices lined up quite nicely, they're cutting diagonally across what we think now is. So, little alien out in his spaceship, popping down the shops, travelling away from us. What is now angling into our past, and Mozart has just composed one of these pieces. Because this shows you that I'm not an art critic and I've got no idea what Mozart made. Let's just go with Magic Flute. Was it Magic Flute? Thank you. Our little alien in his spaceship realises he's forgotten his wallet and he's coming back home. So now he's travelling towards us. So whereas before he was angling into our past, as he's moving towards us, he's now swings into our future. That hasn't occurred yet, as far as we know. Now this is the question that I'm going to pose to you, and if somebody knows the answer, please put it down in the comments. We know the universe is expanding. Edwin Hubble came up with this concept when he was looking at galaxies and realised they're all redshifted as they are moving away from us. We are aware now of something called dark energy, which is causing the expansion of the universe. And a fundamental feature of this means the galaxies which are furthest away from us are receding away from us the quickest, and they're accelerating, which means they must be cutting into our past. Now, if this dark energy is going to be going, let's just say infinitely, but over a period of time, these galaxies, if they're accelerating faster and faster and getting further and further away from us, is it possible that they can angle their now so far back into our past that it goes before the Big Bang? Regardless of this point, let's get back to the original topic of conversation. I was going to try and present you evidence to show you that right now, you do not exist. Now, let's just assume there is life across all of the universe. The visible universe and the unseen universe, if there is such a thing as the unseen universe. All of these observers relative to us are in motion, and some of them must be moving away from us. What is the chances that you are now in their nows? It must be astronomical numbers to 1. So, as far as the rest of the universe is concerned, right now, you do not exist. So how have I done so far? If I've managed to convince you, please hit the like button. If you want to go and fuck with your mates' heads, please share it with them as well. Drop your comments. I'm not sure about this whole can we go beyond our own Big Bang, but in my head, if that's what's occurring and it must be true, then hey, it must be true. But if it's not true, tell me below. But don't just tell me below, tell me why below. I want to learn as well. But it's been great sharing more time with you guys. If you want to see more where we're going, of course, hit the subscribe button. And it's been fucking great again. So thanks for your time. Catch you soon.